The whitest teeth in Manchester. I think we are active. What are you saying? YouTube, we are back. Put this down a little bit. We are back with another education day. We've got Sam in today, who is gone through the whole, not just Academy 10-week program, from absolute beginner, never cutting hair before in his life, to his final week today, which is 10th week, and he's going to be cutting a live model today. He's gone through the course in a one-to-one setting, which is pretty sick. That way, all the attention is on him as a student. He can ask me as many questions as he likes, you know, and whenever he's got a question to ask, I can give him my undivided attention. So in a one-to-one scenario, we're able to really get deep into what truly matters in the beginning stages of becoming a barber and take away less fluff so we can get the results quicker. So yeah, this is Sam's final week. He's going to cut a live model today. We're going to go through some stuff, and I'm not too sure how many models he's bringing. If he's only bringing one model, I think we'll do the live model and then we'll do a doll's head to finish, just to really hone in on technique. But obviously I'm going to be bringing you with me, and you'll be getting some insights into how I teach on a one-to-one basis. Before we cut, two problem areas that he talks about.
Yeah.
Talks about it's getting too wide here, which you can already see already, it just bulbs out like this. Yeah. His head shape feels like it goes quite wide at the top.
Right.
So you can actually start working in a round shape, because you don't need to retain too much weight here if his head already goes like that.
Right.
So if his head already goes like that, we can start to take it in. His head is already that shape anyway, so you don't need to add to it.
Yeah.
So we can round it off so it takes it.
Takes it that weight out of that.
Yeah, it'll take a lot more weight out of here. It'll have a lot more movement, more control. And this problem area here, we cut this part first. This is where his style is, isn't it? This is texture and movement and stuff, but his style is a crop. So we're going to start at the front. We're going to start with scissors first.
Right,
So we're going to start at the front. We're going to get that right. Yeah. Once that's right, we can base the whole haircut around the fringe, lengthwise. Right. And then when we get into the skin fade, because he's got quite dense hair, I think we should stretch it out rather than condense it. If it's too condensed, it's then going to give the illusion of a lot of weight around here again, which we don't want. Right. So we're going to work a round shape to take a lot of weight out. Yeah. We're going to stretch the fade out to remove that visual effect of a lot of weight too high. Because this is a problem area, we want to work with less tension, because we want it to sit pretty much in its natural fall, like where it's going to sit. Because if I start using too much tension and cutting it down here, and cutting that in, what's that going to do as soon as
when it dries? It's going to go.
It's just going to jump. It's going to jump right back up here. Yeah. And it's going to be too short. So we want it sat in its most natural position first, and we're going to take it. We could probably go with two sections here. I'm going to take the first section, sit it down, and I'm going to cut this how it sits. So you see this jump here? I need to keep this in mind. Yeah. So I'm not even going to use a comb. Sometimes you can use a comb to hold it in place, but I don't think we need to here. So all I've done is take it up to that point that was the highest. And we can always go shorter later if we need to. I'm going to drop this next section in. I'm going to have a guide underneath that we just created. And we can follow that. Still, no tension. And we've got a length that looks about right. If he's going to have a low fade, because we can't have the fringe sat too high
if it's going to be
low. The weight line is going to be low, it's going to be so out of balance. Do the other side, section it off, marry it up to the length that we just created, drop the next section in and match it to the guide underneath. Our centre profile guide is cut. We're going to take half of this, use it as a guide, and we're cutting in a round shape as opposed to cutting in a square. We want to make sure we're cutting the hair on its base. which is 90 degrees from the root. So I've got half a section of new hair that needs to be cut.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start matching it up to that guy behind. You see that?
Yeah.
So this new section of hair is coming directly up from the root. So it's coming up here and not being over directed into the previous, which is what a square would do. If we're creating a square shape, we'd push that new section into the previous.
Yeah, I'm with
But this section needs to be cut on its base, so we're pulling this right up. But this section, I'm making sure it's coming up from its base. I'm building that weight towards the front. And we're just going to repeat the process. Make sure the hair's coming up from its base. That's how you do round. This is round horizontally. But a good thing to remember, if you're getting lost in the process, it's all about the colour. The safest way to do that is to go longer first. So let's say you think this is a 1 round here.
Go 1.5 or something.
Put your 1 guard on, but open it up.
Open it up and see what.
And work your way down.
Right, I see, yeah.
It's going to be the better option because it's just all about colour. Where you're removing colour and making things lighter in certain areas.
Look at what was you saying now, like here?
Yeah, you're looking at about a 1. That'd be a 1 guard, but I'd go open to closed first and just check it out and see what's going on with the length. What we're looking for in terms of colour is light to dark, right? Put your head right down for me, mate. So a little trick you can use is squint at the fade, and you'll immediately start to see what dark areas. It shows you like where dark patches are straight away. So if you squint your eyes and look,
It actually does, doesn't it?
of course it does.
Because that's the light. That's light there.
Yeah, you can see the lightness.
That's dark. That's dark. That's dark.
Yeah, there's another part as well what's dark that is sticking out quite predominantly. If you squint, it's not as prominent as these points.
Yeah.
This line here.
Yeah.
There's a whole dark area here. All the way around. So we go through this. I think use your half guard. Again, open to close. I'll do one side of it.
Yeah.
But it's a good tactic to spotting darkness quickly is squinting. On the sides, we've got 2 options now to connect.
Yeah.
Graduation or layer. But we've already said on his head shape and his hair density, we don't need to build up weight, so we're going to try and reduce the weight. So instead of a graduation, we know we can put a layer in. That's lifting the hair above its base. And I'll fall in, and it'll hug his head more rather than build up a corner, which is not what we're looking for.
So it's literally just coming straight out from the root where the hair sits.
Yeah, it can be coming out straight from the root or above. Either one is adding a layer. But assessing it as well, as you cut it, you can assess it as you go. You don't have to cut it all. See how it's looking on the way, and it's about training your eye. You probably won't be able to see things at this point.
I won't be able to see what you can see.
Not right away, but it's good to start assessing straight away.
Yeah.
Don't cut that. Keep all that section.
Yeah.
But where do you think you should be stood?
Yeah, it don't feel comfortable being stood there at all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Square on.
Square. Looking at that finger angle that you've just cut.
Yeah.
If we're trying to keep all that section. If we're trying to preserve length towards the bottom, the shape you're creating here is actually reducing the length. So this is where
I want to be like.
If you want to preserve length.
I want to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But currently, you just cut a line like that's going to proceed.
Yeah, I'm with
to graduate.
I want to be like that, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're at the halfway point.
Yeah.
We've done one side. done 2 sides. Now we just want to assess visually what the difference is in maintaining a shape here as we get behind the ear and creating a different shape on this side. This one we started to go more horizontal, right?
Yeah.
And this is where it's good to assess. It's why it's good to do 2 sides of the heads differently, because we can assess the weight difference.
Yeah.
You can see how much more build-up is in this corner immediately, as opposed to this. And the difference, what that's going to create is, it's going to sit heavier, it's going to have less movement, and this side's going to have way more movement, fluidity, control.
Is that because I'm not gone like this?
It's because you've not followed the head shape round, yeah. We kept the vertical shape square. We kept this vertical shape square on this side.
Right. So I've not put my hands like this.
No.
I've just pulled straight out like this.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what's helped create the weight here in this corner. But it's nice to see.
Yeah,
the visual difference.
So it should have been like that.
No, it's not should or shouldn't. It's we're doing this on purpose.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So we can have this visual assessment of what the results are of each one's.
Yeah.
The way we check our work is via cross-check. But this is why we assess our work and what we think we have or haven't done. But it's good to always, when you cross-check, not just pick it up and go whack to try and clean it up. Pick it up, whack. It's a point of picking it up and that's right. What has gone on there? What has created extra length? What has cut some length a bit too short? And what's a result of that? How have I done that this time and how can I not do that next time? So the more you assess, you can learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're gonna progress so much quicker when you can pick hair up and start to think, right, maybe I didn't pull the hair out to where it's supposed to be. Maybe my body position isn't where it's supposed to be. Maybe I'm applying too much tension in one area and not in the other. 2 sides completed. Now we can assess it again. How much heavier this side is compared to this. Like the hair just drops back into that corner, doesn't it? And when we check this side, there's way less drop, way more movement. It's just a result of 2 different, cutting the hair to a different shape, over directing too much or not enough. It's all results in different outcomes, but that's why it's always good to know, visually understand what the result will be.
Yeah.
So it's good to check your work afterwards. There's your certificate, mate. Pass the course. There you go, mate. Congratulations.
Oh, bro, thank you.
No problem, mate. So we're with Sam Turner, Julesy Barbering, the whitest teeth in Manchester. They are some next level teeth, mate. But it's completed the 10-week course, it's like 1-to-1 all the way through, and you can instantly see the amount of confidence in your haircuts then at the end. Like that is like, how much compared to when you first started, you've never cut hair before in your life, how do you feel like it's, let's both share this, how do you feel like it's, you've come along since when you started?
When I first sat down with you, I literally didn't pick I've never picked a pair of scissors up in my life. And 10 weeks later, night and day, literally.
Yeah, and
unbelievable.
How many haircuts are you doing on your own now?
I'm doing 5 a week.
5 haircuts a week in your spare time?
Yes, in my spare time, with a job as well, 5 haircuts a week.
Nice, and you're just going to keep building on that to gain your confidence and your skills.
That's it.
Sick, mate. And what if someone was on the fence about joining the academy, what would you say to maybe convince them to do so?
I'd say, if you want it, you can do it. And you can make it work around you, a full-time job as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's doable.
Yeah, class.
That's it.
Sick. No, I appreciate your time, man. It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it.